Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. Proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is More Than Just a Podcast. It's season 13, episode 21. It just seems like seconds away. We've finished episode 20.
Did you sleep well?
Oh, yeah. Slept like a baby. Unlike Kurt Zuma. Must be terrible having your house ransacked as you sleep with your family. Serious point. No more.
Might have caught him by the time this comes out.
Mate, 25 grand.
The club put that up. Why did the club put that up and not Zuma?
Good point. I don't know. Maybe they thought
maybe it's the club's house.
Well, no, it's not. No, it isn't. No, well, I'm sure that person had something to do with it. Anyway, it is question time, and if you haven't listened to episode 20, wherever you've been, go back and listen to episode 20. This is episode 21, which is question time with Crazy Nick. Time for this.
Question time.
Yeah. Question time where you, the 8 listeners, well, 7 this week because Nick's not listening.
Exactly.
It's good to be on the other side of the fence. You might have some questions, Nick, because
yes.
About an hour ago, I said, it's Nick, Crazy Nick, is in town from Clown and Booze, and
who's coined me as Crazy Nick?
Me, Crazy Nick. Yeah. Yeah, it's what I do. I've got a few crazy people at work, conspiracy people, things, that believe the Earth is flat and everything, and
he's not a tin hat. He's got a very popular opinion.
Maybe. No, it's a complete rational hatred.
At least my opinion is my own, as opposed to my.
At least he doesn't do what the directors tell him.
Yeah, exactly. Or sycophant. Anyway, Len.
Yeah,
you are the question master.
I am. So, which means Nick's on the Brady out.
You said something you would regret.
Brady outs.
Thank you, Nick. You've said something I regret.
No, it doesn't matter. Carry on.
Well, first up is the guy that's usually the last couple of weeks has been last up, and that's Dodsey.
Oh, Dodsey.
And I'm appalled at the amount of questions he's asked. I know he's so greedy.
We didn't mention the flag, so.
We did.
I'll put a picture of the flag up on the group.
Yeah. Dodsey brought up the flags.
Oh, did he? Sounds like Jeffro. Is that Doddy?
Yeah, that's that Dodsey.
So
I put a picture of his flag. His Dodsey's away day roundup flag. I can comp that up. Go on to the Facebook page. I'm sure Dodsey will love it.
Oh, I saw you changed my son with a flag
to a Moyes Out flag. Because someone asked for a Moyes flag and you wouldn't give him what he asked for.
I said it wouldn't get.
I always give customers satisfaction, even when they're not customers.
You always do a happy ending with, don't you?
Yeah. So I done it for him. Just a quick job. Just like Dodsey's away day roundup. I done a nice drawing of him slipping a European hooker one up the Gary. Anyway, Dodsey's question is, alright my handsomes, how's yous doing? Good to see Nick has come to the dark side. A poor man's Nigel, if you ask me. So that's a good start. How'd you feel about that, Nick? Poor man's Nigel.
Poor man's Nigel. That's all right. I'll take it. That's fine.
Poor man's. I don't think Nigel's got a pair of glasses that've got 2 arms on them. Every time he gets them out of the fucking football, he's got an arm missing.
I've got to be honest. My the left arm, it does have just a tiny little bit of wire holding the left arm on, so I'm in the same boat.
He's proud that he pays £1 for his glasses, though, Nigel. But he don't fucking replace them. You'd think he'd just buy another pair, wouldn't you? Anyway, so here are Dodsey's questions.
Oh, good.
For our delight. You say that, Dodsey. What is Nick's favourite characteristic about David Moyes? Come on, say something nice about Moyesy, Nick.
My favourite characteristic.
Yeah.
Oh, cry! I mean,
Can you think of something nice?
He's dancing. You know, the little dance moves that he does.
You like
when
that,
he won
right?
the cup. That was all right. Yeah, I didn't mind that. His favourite characteristic. I don't know that I have one. I don't know. I don't like his personality. I think he's pretentious. He's a bit of a liar. I think he's a narcissist. I don't like his style of football.
No, we said nice.
No, the nice bit, not the
Nice.
I'm just trying to reel off the things that I don't like to get to work my way to the good bit.
His hair.
I don't know.
What do you like about him, Shawnee Warney? And then we can pick on you for what
Yeah.
you said.
I love his win ratio overall. One
You
of
do?
the in
You do.
history of West Ham managers. I don't know if I mentioned it.
Do you know, I'm having a drink with Curbs this week, and the conversation will come up that is saying, what's the fans' problem with Moyes? I mean, can you
It
think
will.
of a more fucking conversation?
Well,
If I have to
I'll
talk
give you
about
my
the boy in
spreadsheet.
football, how awkward's it going to be?
I'll
There's a
give you my
conversation you don't want fucking have, is it?
I'll give you my spreadsheet with.
What did you do today, mate? Oh, I done. Well, I'll tell you what I done. I went and had a drink with Curbishley, tell him how boring West Ham are playing. Fucking hell.
Will you take the spreadsheet and
Yeah,
show him where he
awkward.
fits in the win ratio order?
No.
Because I sent it to the senior
it-
source and he wrote back, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he probably didn't say like that. What did he say?
It said interesting.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to do the accent. But
Interesting, Sean. Very interesting. Sorry, I wasn't. I've got a lot on my plate, really. We're down to 3 presenters now. We're subs, if you don't
no,
mind.
I can't believe.
And
I
I'm doing
would have bought,
question time.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do the Elon Musk painting. I would have probably.
I would have had.
anything.
I had a bad day.
I know.
Never mind. We'll move on. I'll be more.
I could have.
One day, I could just
Elon Musk.
concentrate on work.
Yeah, I could have sold that to Elon.
I'm still sitting here trying to think of a characteristic that I like. I'm struggling.
His Scottishness.
Yeah, I'll go with that. There you go.
I was about to say stubbornness. Oh, okay.
Oh, good. Yeah, he is stubborn.
I'm not sure that's a good thing.
No.
Whose flag is better? Sean's more than just a podcast flag, which is of course designed
Well, it's
by
not
me.
my flag. It's
No.
our flag.
Exactly.
More than just a podcast.
Or Len's Moyes out, albeit with creative license, which I went through.
Well, I would say, and the more than just a podcast flag, because it's got a lovely painted picture of
Bobby Moore.
Bobby Moore, and that artistic genius
Yeah.
is great, and it will be in the stadium for
Yeah.
the Freiburg game. So I'm
Yeah.
really pleased.
Have you seen this flag, Nick?
It's very good indeed.
Yeah.
Is that your handiwork?
Yeah.
it is his
Do you know who owns the
That's
original of that painting?
Go on.
Your brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Oh,
Oh,
He
of course
doesn't
he
do
does.
it for
That's sat behind him on
copyright.
his
Do you-
shelf. That's
Did
No,
you-
right, yeah.
it's
did
my
you pay the-
copyright.
Oh, thank God for that.
I painted it.
I don't want a lawsuit with Clarence Booze. I'll get a letter through the cease and desist from Gary Killington for calling his brother
Gary's
mad.
best ever purchase. But do you know why he ended up buying that? Because he loved it. But for some reason, we was walking around the town because that was the original painting.
That's
and he
right.
Was drunk. He was drunk at that night. He started touching it. I said, what are you doing?
I
He
didn't
was
mind
run-
him touching it.
He was running his finger. Yeah, but then I said,
Then you got to
touch
pay for it.
I said, you touch it, you got to buy it. So he went and bought it. But that is literally, that's his pride and joy, that painting.
It's a good
Loves
painting. I'm glad he's got it. I see it every time I tune in. Anyhow, right, now Dodsey moves on to his third question. I think it looks like about 5 or 6. He's fucking greedy, there's no doubt about it. What is worse, last year's fur kit or this year's home kit with the Where's Wally socks? Well, I'm going to be a little bit controversial, right? And this is the problem with West Ham doing these kits like the season before. I made it quite clear I didn't like the orange on the fur kit because it isn't tradition. But now we've won a competition in it, as a fur kit goes, I wouldn't mind orange introduced to it. Going towards like the yellow ochre for the artists out there, that colour. If you had orange kit as a fur kit, it's not gonna clash with anybody's. But I do like the white kit for the second kit and the classic West Ham kit as the first kit. But now we've won something in orange, I'm a little bit more open for orange to be
So
a regular colour.
have you now warmed to that kit that you once detested?
No, I ain't. But
No.
what I'm saying is, only because of the orange, because I just think the moment we saw, the kit come out, we started saying, look, we fancy ourselves to win that European Cup, and the photos are going to be in orange. Dodsy's fucking complaining. I can tell he just sent me a WhatsApp. He's going to be complaining about that picture. But Dodsy hasn't got the understanding yet that I don't give a fuck what he thinks. So I'll read that later on. Anyway, I'm still on Dodsy's question. What do you say, Sean? What's worse, the third kit or this year's own kit?
Which third kit? The orange one.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that orange one. It's iconic now. We won the final with it, so what? It's iconic. I'm growing to love this one. I like the white one this year better.
The white one is superb.
Yeah, I love the white one. I bought my son. He's just turned 17. I bought him the blue one and the white one, but not the home kit. He didn't want the home kit one, so he don't like it. But
It's just a stupid.
so the
button
answer
with a
is
coffee
the orange
in
one
it.
is iconic because we won the Europa Conference League with it, and we're champions of Europe. So you'll never sing that. So there you go. That's my answer.
Right. Dodsy wants me to remove the picture of his flag. But the thing is, I must supposed the flag I've put up there is Dodsy's away day roundup flag because he thinks it's going to cause him problems with his marriage.
Where did you put it?
On the morning, I'll reply to him like he thinks a lot of people are going to see it. Our fucking Facebook page.
We're yeah.
I won't mind. What am I supposed to do? Right, I'm asking his question that is made like longer than War and Peace, and now he wants me to remove the art.
Well,
What do I do? Should I remove it or not?
well.
What do you
don't
say,
ask
Nick?
Me, ask Nick.
Nick, should I remove it?
No, because he's just a bit of a pound shop Jeffro, so I think you should leave it up.
There you go.
after
Nick's
he's-
What's a
after he's
spoken.
made your
pound shop,
comment.
Jeffro?
I'm going to have to reply. I'm too busy reading out your question. Your question. There you go. Is this someone else we're going to fucking fall out with, Sean? Fuck me.
I need to
Yeah.
go and search for this Facebook post now. Now you said that. Hang on.
Right. Where are we with regards to last season's barometer that Nigel set up? Are we ahead or behind of last year's
who
points?
knows?
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
That stopped midway
Andy
through
Dennis,
last season, didn't it?
Andy Dennis used to do it for us, and we sort of fell out with Andy. It's a common theme here, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
Well, what's a common
It's a
denominator?
common theme. Yeah. I know.
Someone, I don't know. What's a common theme.
He's finally got down to his last question. Out of Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, what are the two online channels you can easily avoid when it comes to West Ham? Brady out, Brady out, Brady out.
Brady outs. Brady outs.
So, what are your two channels that you could easily avoid when it comes to West Ham?
Oh,
Nick, you personally, or
Yeah, me. Well, I don't do TikTok. I don't do
No.
Instagram. I'm doing less and less.
Instagram
Facebook
went
now.
on
Don't-
there?
Oh, Instagram went on there. Well, it's Twitter. That's the main one for me. I could do without that.
You'd been that.
Yeah,
it's called
I've been
X,
it.
by
I've
the
been
way,
it.
now.
It's
You
Twitter.
know, I
It'll
know,
always be Twitter.
like,
It'll always be Twitter.
Twitter.
yeah. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't really get. Funny thing is, I think the algorithm doesn't particularly understand me on Twitter too much, and I don't see a lot of the shit that goes on. Really, yeah. So I don't mind it. I'm quite enjoying. No,
I love Twitter.
It's
I'm
not
a Twitter.
for me.
Yeah, we make the most of it, don't we, Sean? Me and you.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you know what I use Instagram, and TikTok, but not from a West Ham point of view. And I use Facebook even less nowadays. It seems to be sort of dying. Facebook. I also post from Facebook into Insta, but one I don't use at all. Yeah, I use TikTok. I use Insta. I don't use Snapchat. Don't use Be Real, stuff like that for the youngsters. Don't use Snap. Do you use Be Real or Snap, boys?
Never even heard of them.
Never heard of them.
What, Snapchat? You've not heard of Snapchat?
Oh, I've heard of it, but I don't use
No,
it.
I've
just
never,
Snap.
never
And
used
Be
them.
Real.
No, never heard of it.
Well, Be Real, it takes a picture from your back camera and front camera every day at the same time to be real. You know, it's
God.
all the rage. Get down with the kids,
That's,
Nick.
that's a bit of you, that is, Sean, isn't it?
Yeah. No, not me. Anywho.
Next up, the soul singing sensation, Michael Levy Jr. Evening, gents. As you know, I'm bringing 2 of my children to their first West Ham match against Freiburg. I wonder how many children he's got. Anyone know? He just said he's bringing 2 of them. I want them to be as hooked on West Ham as I was as an 8-year-old first going to Upton Park. Well, you just kind of said it. You went to Upton Park, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just sure. Maybe they'll get hooked at London Stadium, but there's going to be a lot of looking around, I think. I don't think I'm alone in saying the atmosphere at the London Stadium is not the same. I want them to hear the chants and feel the family vibe that I did. Do I have any hope of showing them a better atmosphere on a European night? Well, they like a light show.
Oh, love a light show, don't we?
Well, I don't. But if the kids do...
Yeah, no, I think the Freiburg game will be quite good on the 14th.
It feels like more of an event, doesn't it? The European night.
Have you been to some of them, Nick?
Yeah, I've been to a few of them, yeah.
The word you're looking for is affected. It feels more affected. It's a bit more phony than your good old Saturday afternoon. Right. Ask Nick if I'm getting a tea bag in Moyes out mug when he's back.
He is, yeah.
Oh, he is.
I've heard about these mugs, but don't watch. Tell me about the mugs.
The mugs was as it says. Just take up, and I've been running. I basically, because I've stood firm even throughout the start of this season when everyone was losing their minds because we beat Brighton and Chelsea. That was when I started doing the teabagging Moyes out mugs, because that's how defiant I am. I was kind of I was falling out with people, so I created those just to be even more of an arsehole, to be quite honest. And yeah, they've been very popular, and we give them away now as prizes. So
did you were selling a mug first of all, weren't you?
Yeah, we sold a batch of them, but I don't want to do that again.
That was harder than what you fucking think, wasn't it? The fulfillment of that.
Honestly, never again. I'm never doing that again. Apart from the fact they're mugs, so the amount that got returned broken.
Oh my God, what were you thinking?
Oh no!
The moment I see you do it, I thought to myself, oh, he's bit off so much more than he can chew there.
Well, I didn't realise the interest there was going to be though, Len.
Oh, you got a YouTube channel and people ain't Moyes, and you got a cup.
I know. So, but yes, so I have got some, and we're doing. We gave away 5 on the Sunday night show, but Michael texted in yesterday, so yes, we are going to. We are putting one aside.
Michael wants your art, but Dodsley wants me to stop my art. He wants me to remove my wonderful drawings of him.
Not acceptable. Not acceptable.
No, it's a bit ungrateful, Dodsley, really. Yeah. I'll do all this art for you, you know, and, you know, you say remove it, you're causing problems to my marriage.
You're going to get accused of bullying him, you know.
Well, now the other one's not around to get accused for it. Maybe Dodsley should look at himself, really. He wants the attention until he gets the fucking attention. Anywho, you got me doing it now.
Yeah, but I must admit, on our little WhatsApp group we've got, he does play the victim card an awful lot.
Oh, he's just a fucking strange man.
He does. Let's be honest.
Oh, he's still in your group. I remember the days of being in a WhatsApp group with you. It was hilarious because people would leave every day. You know, if it wasn't you, you'd left about 14 times. Gary left. John left. Nigel left.
We've settled down now. It's all settled down.
How many times you don't even leave?
No, not anymore. No.
Yeah, sometimes. You know the original 6'2" group. Me and Doddsy are still in there on our own.
Are you really?
Yeah. Yeah, the one all of you are in. Yeah, just us two. We had like 10 people in it one time.
Yeah, we've been through quite a few.
Anyway.
And Michael adds, Sean, I want to take my kids to a stadium tour when I'm back.
Yeah.
Do you know a man that knows a man?
Yeah, of course I do. What's he want? Who's that? Michael Levy Jr.?
Yes.
Oh, message me, Michael, and I'll sort you out.
There you go, everyone. We're on the stadium tour. The Sean, who denied the free upgrade, might help you out. If you're a regular listener.
Look, no, I don't know about everybody, right? But
Well, if you help Michael out,
yeah.
I'll
can't
tell you
win
what, though,
here.
Have you been on one?
Can't win.
Have you been on one, Nick?
What's on this? No, we've got no interest.
Have you not? It's really
no.
good. I did Alvin Martin's one, and I did. I've done it a few times. I did the Alvin Martin one. I think I did a Tony Cotty one, and I did a normal one as well. So I've done it 3 times.
I don't like the stadium.
Never knowingly paid.
I don't like the stadium enough. But no, going back to Michael's point as well. I mean, that is because Michael was saying on our show on Sunday night. I'm sure it was Michael. He said he's bringing his kids to their first game, and he wants them to enjoy it because the experience that I've just had. Bearing in mind, Ben, my son, I've got 2 boys. One's 19, Lee's 19, and Ben's 14. Ben's been a season ticket holder since he was 2, so he had plenty of years over Upton Park, and he's football obsessed. Plays football, watches football. First time I've ever known him say at a game the other day that we went to, the game at the weekend, he said that I don't want to go anymore. One more.
Oh,
that's what he said.
That's damning, that, Sean. Where'd you come back with that one?
Well, I think he's been,
that was upsetting.
I suppose.
You're going to blame me, but I'm completely different at a game. I don't moan when I'm at a game.
You know, I talked about in the last podcast, crazy people don't know they're crazy. It's like joining a cult, right? Sometimes you don't know you're in a cult until...
Like you don't know you're in a cult.
So, they go, oh, am I in a cult? So he's in the cult of Nick Killerton, I think.
Yeah. No, but it's the first time he said it. It was upsetting, really. And
I get that, and I'm not going to be too flippant, but they pick up things from their parents, yeah? You can't say that you, as his parent and the role model, he can't pick up those vibes of the irrational hatred of David Moyes don't come across.
No, my son disagrees with me on a daily basis. He's a little bit like me, so I wouldn't say he's entirely affected. But he watches football. It's like sometimes we'll disagree on a game.
Yeah,
do you
know what? My son has never said anything about David Moyes. He don't listen to this podcast. I was saying to him, and he always wants to stay to the end. And, we had a party to go to, and I said, should we leave a few minutes early? And he went, no, absolutely not. He says, no, we're staying to the end.
Yeah, because he's never left early, and he's still a young man. He starts doing it now. I mean, you just went right round in a circle. You talked about a fatherless influence, and then you say, should we leave the football? Honestly, Sean, fucking hell.
He keeps you on the straight and narrow, though.
Yeah, well, back to Michael's question. Yeah. Some of you Emmas, get your asses to my shows in Loughton. Sorry for the long question.
When is it?
I'll go to one.
He hasn't. I suppose he might be. He did, but I think he's been and gone back since. But he shouldn't apologise for the long question. He needs to apologise for his lack of Brady out. Really.
Yes.
Anyway, here's someone who won't let me down on the Brady out. Super Chrissy Mills. Evening all. Terrible match and appalling day out yesterday. Just awful and utterly depressing from start to finish. 2 questions. Question for Sean. Does the senior Souls ever say that he feels thoroughly embarrassed by the shit stadium, especially with all the empty white seats? Every match and every away team singing, you sold your soul for this shithole. Do you know if he feels embarrassed by it, Sean?
Who?
Sullivan.
No. Don't be ridiculous. What a really ridiculous thing.
He's not embarrassed by the stadium?
The sound don't carry. A little bit. No, one, and you'll know this, Nick, the sound doesn't carry to the director's box, right? And 2, it's not, he would. They're just oblivious to.
Guys, can I leave you for 5 minutes and then come back? Is that
all right? Of course.
I've got to go and sort something out. Give us 5 minutes.
All right.
They're completely oblivious to what people, and they don't understand, where people go, oh, we've got a problem with the stadium. But we've done so much. It's one of the biggest stadiums in So no. The short answer is no.
Right. He's got a question for Nick, so you're going to have to answer it,
All
Sean.
right, I'll do it.
Question for Nick or Sean. Did you ever go through with the Moyes side t-shirt and sing 10 more years David Moyes after you beat Arsenal? I think we have to go back to that one because I need
Because
to.
that's not one I
I
can
don't
answer
think-
for him.
I don't think I've seen it either. Anyway,
What is that? What he said? What
no,
Nick said?
Nick's done a
Show which we don't watch.
a bet.
You watch his shows.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to tell you what happened.
Okay, good.
He said he'd done a bet that I think it was Nicky Hawkins that he'd done the bet with.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I think
I
so.
haven't talked to Nicky in years.
That if Moyes beat Arsenal, he'd wear the shirt and sing 10 more years David Moyes. But I think he's maybe waiting for the shirt. I don't know if Nick was giving him the shirt or what. He'll clear it up. Meanwhile, should I leave Dodds' picture up there or bring it down?
No, bring it down. Let's
Yeah.
not upset him. We've lost
Not
enough.
fucking
people this
upsetting
year.
him. I mean, he walks right into it all the time. He knows
But
it's
you know
about.
what? He's a big boy and he can take it. But
I fucking wish he would take it.
but it's Penny, and his children.
Fuck's sake, it's a fucking drawing.
I know.
How can I upset so many people with
Maybe
drawings?
it's
All
a-
my fucking
Maybe-
life I've upset people with drawings.
Then maybe it's a little bit too near to the truth, mate.
Right.
You say get what I'm saying.
It's a fucking drawing.
I know, but what do they say? What's the saying?
What one?
You've hit the nail, not you hit
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
See, obviously, if it wasn't true, this prostitute thing, he wouldn't get the arse so bad, would he?
No.
Guilty conscience, that is. Well, I've removed it, Dodsey.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah,
Well done. It's the right
fucking
thing to do.
Lack of sense of humour.
It's
That
the
is.
right
The
thing
what?
to do.
What?
I'm
What?
back.
You're
Dog drama over.
you're saying it's the right thing to do. You mean censorship of art is the right thing to do?
Oh no.
Fucking hell!
It shouldn't be.
Well, that's what it
censored art.
is.
You're right. I fully support freedom of speech.
Yeah.
In
You put
Elon Musk.
Dodsey puts his fucking videos up. No one wants to fucking see. I'll do a bit of A1R. Tell him take it down. I'll get offended. It's a fucking drawing.
Well, do you know what we got? We got a question from Gary Killington. Anyway,
Oh.
you got a question, Nick, while you were
Yeah,
away
you
that we
did. It was
can't
from
answer.
Super Chrissy Mills.
Go on then.
Question for Nick. Did you ever go through with the Moyes t-shirt and sing 10 more years David Moyes after we beat Arsenal? I think I must have missed it if so. Brady out.
Never went through with it. What
happened?
Well, no, I messaged and I put a tweet on Twitter as well. I messaged Nicky Hawkins and Dan Lawless, it was Nicky that I had the agreement with, and I messaged him, sent me address, said that I'd pay for the t-shirt as well. But
Are you
never
mates
got
with
anything
Nicky
back.
and Dan?
I've spoken to him a couple of times, but I wouldn't say mates. I like them; they're nice guys. But I don't know whether he just kind of felt sorry for me, didn't want to put me through it, or I don't know. But
So
I
definitely
did send it to him. I sent a couple of messages, but no, I can't. I don't know where else to buy a Moyes t-shirt. Where do you buy one?
Fuck knows. Someone's made one.
I know.
I'll see if I can sort something out for you, Nick.
I'll still fulfill it. If you can find me one, I'll do it.
Okay.
I will do.
We could probably do that, couldn't we?
Probably. Ian Gravitt. Evening, gents. I hope you're well. We're in a bit of a slump of form, aren't we? What with the two of the best players being played out of position on the wing. Been reading that Steiden recommending that the players are able to use their phones at half time. Is this
What?
true?
Oh, that sounds absolutely.
Ian, tell us where you read this.
That sounds mental. Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like, do you know the crazy Moyes in circle that now blame Tim Steiten for everything? That's come from like a KUMB forum somewhere.
Yeah.
That's where that's come from. Basically, everything that goes wrong now is Tim Steiten's fault.
If so, it would explain why we switch off for the first 15 minutes just after our time.
No.
Maybe they think to themselves, I should have done that on Angry Birds.
What do you think?
Right.
They check social media to see what grief they're getting from the fan base. Oh,
Yeah.
behave.
They fuck about on Golf Clash, don't they?
Yeah, behave.
That's what they're doing.
I was playing at the stadium the other day.
Was ya? Well,
Yeah.
you need to keep yourself entertained.
If you can get a signal, that is.
I actually did get a signal in there as well. Must be
Oh,
because
did
I was
you?
in the posh
I
seat.
use
Yeah.
EE. I've got two different networks on my phone. One
Oh.
is EE and one Vodafone. I've got two different SIM cards on my phone, so I always find EE works, Vodafone
Yeah, I never
doesn't.
struggle with EE. It's always good.
Anyway, Ian carries on. Why is it that Moyes never actually realises that if you attacked more and went for a second goal, then you'd have a better chance of winning, rather than pulling everyone back into our area and expecting the players to run? Brady out.
Brady outs.
I agree with him there. Why doesn't
Yeah.
he attack more for a second goal?
I don't know. He's just it's just not his way. He's kind of I don't I do you know what I think with David Moyes? I'm always left with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
I am. There's so many things that you can pick apart with even a victory, like the 4 victories that we've had. We scraped them. And we've got the ability to really kind of take teams apart, and we just I don't know. I wouldn't like to get inside the head of the man because it would be quite scary, I think.
By the way, if you want a game to play while you're bored at the stadium, AFPS Airplane Flight Simulator. It's a really cool app.
Is it good?
Right? Yeah. You fly planes, and then as you can. It's just one of those mobile apps that you never go back. It's a bit like your first time you play Tetris or Candy Crush, or
And that's what you play when you're sitting in a London stadium.
Yeah.
Doddsy sent me another fucking message. He's
Oh, here we go.
He's thanked us for taking it down, right?
All right.
And but this is fucking funny. I'll explain. Thank you, mate. I'll explain the next time we meet. It's a very similar situation to Nigel. We don't even know what the fucking situation is with Nigel. What's that got to do with that? What, the drawing I put up?
Ooh.
I think it's you and Sean and Nick who have upset Nigel, by the sounds of
I
it.
haven't upset
So
anyone.
this is,
I upset everybody all the time. It's nothing.
yeah, I
new.
know, but why is Nigel upset this time?
I don't know. He says he is.
Doddsy knows, apparently.
Well,
It's got
does
something to do with prostitutes by the looks of it.
Oh.
This is fucking confusing. I should read one thing at once and just try and concentrate.
Did he tell you
Oh,
what
it's
we call
tough
him?
being
Did
part
he
of
tell
a
you what
West
we
Ham.
call him, Len, in our group? We call him Wurzel Bummage in our group.
Really?
Yeah.
Pays the extra, does he? Poor old Doddsy. He asked for it. Fuck it. Anyway, next up, AI Sean. He can take a joke and fuck it. AI Sean. Up, gents. Brady out. That's your line, Nick.
Brady out.
That's it. TSC. We won, but it was a hard watch yet again. Thank you again, Thomas. Palace. I thought about watching paint dry until the 85 minutes of the match and then turn on the TV just in time for Soucek to rescue us. It's underrated watching paint dry, Alas, I decided to give Moyes Ball another chance and watch the whole match and ruined yet another afternoon. Questions. 3 of them. 1. How many kebabs did Sean have?
0. That was my
Yeah,
son
no.
who had a kebab.
He likes that kebab, doesn't he?
He does like those kebabs.
Was it a good kebab?
Well, do you know what? I had one when John and George, John and George had one at the other Europa League. It was all right. It was nothing special, not a proper kebab as I would call it. But my son loves it, and he asked for another one. We took a picture. It's just been tweeted by Footage and got like 500,000 views.
Oh, bloody
and,
hell.
and 79% of them have said Scran. It's Scran.
Yeah.
It looks quite good. I don't know if it tastes as good as it looks. And there's something wrong having a cheese sauce and a mayonnaise on it as well. I mean, if you're going to have my kebab, if I'm going to have a kebab, I have a chicken shish. You have garlic mayo on it, right? And none of this cheese sauce and the stuff they put on. But do you know what? Compared to other food sold at the London Stadium, it doesn't look that
I
bad.
don't.
An
We
850 's
we
not
don't
the end of
ever eat at the London Stadium. We've got a bit of a ritual now. Certainly, we have done the last few times. We come out the stadium, go down to Kelly's down the Roman Road.
Oh right,
That's what we do
okay.
after the game. Go and get
Well,
some pie and
you
mash.
know, there's a baker chain called Greg's.
Yeah,
that,
he's heard of them.
Have you?
Yes,
Oh
everyone.
right.
Has.
Yeah, everyone's
Well,
heard of them.
How have they? Oh, I became
Haven't
aware
they
of
got
them.
many in Surrey?
No,
Right.
I mean we have local bakers. Mr. Smith has run sort of the bakery in Thames Ditton for I don't know the last 30 years. He do a lovely tiger loaf, and olive bread like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I like
Oh,
olive
my
bread.
Oh, love a bit of olive bread. But no, there's no Greg's in Thames Ditton. But they have one in Stratford
Yeah.
and at Canary Wharf. And they sell
You're
food
still
really
talking
cheap.
about Greg's?
Yeah.
Greg's are everywhere. They're
I know.
everywhere.
I know, right?
Fuck's sake, Sean.
Everywhere.
They do like vegetarian sausage things. What are they called? Sausage
Vegan sausage rolls.
rolls. Sausage
Vegan
rolls.
sausage rolls?
Yeah, vegetarian sausage rolls.
Right.
I don't
Is
know
the
who Mr. Greg is, but he's done a good job in selling cheap food.
is the not the club. Is the proposed increase in the stadium capacity anything to do with the size of Sean and his new flag?
No. As I mentioned on episode 20, this is episode 21, it's more to do with a perspective by Rothschild to sell shares from the Gold family.
That's an Iron Maiden song, Rothschild. I think they're called the Rothschilds.
Yeah, Rothschilds, you're right. It is them advising the Golds to sell shares, isn't it?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. Anywho.
And what should Moyes do to the players at half time to stop us conceding early in the second half?
Give them their mobiles?
Let someone else do the team talk. I mean, what exactly do you, Len? What? Because we've all seen it. What do you think actually happens at half time?
I think he reminds them and drills it into them to stay in position. And meanwhile, in the other dressing room, the manager's saying, "Look, we know their positions now. We know, we know what they're going to do. Go down the left-hand side where Fornells is, and we'll score." And it happens every time. I think it is that simple.
You don't think they
the
like
opposition,
watch, like
no,
I
the
thought they might
opposition
highlights
managers
of Ted Lasso and they do the whole
No,
leave and
they absolutely know that West Ham are going to hold their shape and doing little. Although we did have a goal disallowed, didn't we?
We did early on.
Rightly so, really.
Nick, did you watch Ted Lasso?
I did.
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
I didn't mind it, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you think
didn't
it
mind
was good for the West Ham brand?
I imagine
Fuck
it was
off, John.
worldwide.
Yeah, it was. What do you mean,
I imagine it
fuck
was.
off? It's a someone worked in
It's a
advertising all their
fucking
life.
yeah, I know
It's a
that,
valid
Sean.
question to ask about brand. Of you of all people to talk about brand without
Right.
you saying, "Oh, fuck."
So what about the firm then on BBC? That's a worldwide channel, not fucking Apple TV.
Well, do you know what? And there was a story that West Ham's brand grew more from Green Street, the film, in America than anything else.
Well, that
Really?
might be the so, but
It is
that doesn't mean to say that a brand growing. There's no unit to measure growth. It just
Well,
one day
according
no one
to
gives a fuck.
According
Suddenly we're on a
to the
TV
person
program.
who
That's
like
not
to say out a lot.
that is not
we're one
brand
of the
growth.
fastest growing. We're the fastest growing Premier League brand in
can't-
America.
You can't say we're the fastest growing.
Well, she
It's-
did.
Who said that?
The person you say to go out.
Because she's the fucking prick coming out with things like that. She only says things
Oh, you
like
can't
that
say
to
prick.
blow her
You're
own
getting
trumpet.
You're getting
No,
your
she-
pronouns wrong.
No, I don't give a fucking shit. Just you, so you say. Anyway,
How did it come about though? You know, like with Ted Lasso, because obviously you had the actual.
everyone's
place was
got
set-
things better to do. Is probably how it come about.
No.
Yeah,
They
but-
approached
but-
West Ham.
But the whole
and-
place was set at Selhurst Park, and they didn't. Crystal Palace didn't use their name. They were called Richmond. That was a club. So how did West Ham sort of get their name? Into the
Someone knew someone from Apple TV, and we got paid 150 grand to use the brand, and I did say to a certain person, I said, oh, making West Ham out to be a villain. And we just talked about this last week. And she went, yeah, who was right, who was wrong? And I went, yeah, all right, fair enough. It did work in the end.
Has it worked, you fucking bellend?
Yes,
What do we fucking get out of it? Don't win a fucking cup for it.
Ding, ding, here we go.
Don't fucking encourage these fucking people. They talk fucking shit. If they knew anything about brands, they wouldn't be working at a fucking football club in East London. Next up, Ian Wiley. Hi lads, nice to see Nick as a guest. Well, you can't see him, but you can hear him, which is good. With the board trying to increase the capacity to 68 over the next few years, I personally can't see it making a difference to the atmosphere. It would be worse.
We're not. And a bit I didn't mention earlier on the last episode is, I'm pretty sure the LLDC, just heard this through a source that I can't mention, but a source close to LLDC said permission is unlikely to be granted unless West Ham pay contributions to upgrading the station.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
Nah.
And also, obviously, interestingly, the whole sphere is up in front of Michael Gove, ex-Surrey MP friend of mine.
Yes, because Mr. Khan kicked it out, didn't he?
Mr. Khan kicked it out, and it's now going to Michael Gove. I met Michael Gove.
It is going to be a fucking eyesore, though, isn't it? I mean, how can you have a big, massive light bulb installed over there? Imagine if you was living over there.
It's good for the economy, though, isn't it, Nick?
I don't know if you was living around the area.
Yeah, but I don't live there. I'm never going to live in Stratford, so,
Have you seen the one in Vegas?
I've not been to Vegas, but since it's been installed, I've seen pictures of it.
I can't picture it.
I can.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got that great big ABBA thing. I mean, what's the difference?
This is a bit more of a statement structure, though. I think this one. It's a huge LED TV, a round one.
Yeah, I know.
Massive dome.
I would say go for it personally, only because I don't get on with Sadiq Khan, and I just take the opposite position to him.
It'll be good for the area because it's Madison Square Gardens Group, isn't it? MSG.
Yeah.
And they've apparently committed to doing a load of work around the infrastructure for travel and stuff like that, which will benefit us.
Well, also, I don't know if you know, but ABBA was supposed to shut next year, but they've extended for another 2 years. It's been that successful. So, if you're an ABBA fan and you haven't managed to see ABBA Voyage, whatever it's called, with holograms, they've extended for another 2 years. Get your tickets now.
Never been to see it. Have you been to see it?
I haven't, but I maybe I'll take the missus for a Christmas present or something. Have you calmed down now, Len?
No, because fucking Dodds is on the phone now talking about his mental health.
Oh, God.
He thinks censorship of my art is a small price to pay for his mental health. His fucking mental health. Fucking, honestly. You're asking to be called a cunt, Dodds. You really are.
Does he not know you're podding? Does he not know you're podding at the moment?
He's poor fucking questioning. Yeah.
Yeah, he does know. He has. He's retired, so he doesn't have much of a life, bless him. He just got football.
All I've done is draw. Tell me about his mental health. I've just drawn him slipping in one, right? How's that going to do your mental health in? Fucking, I didn't even charge him.
No, you didn't, did you?
Fucking ungrateful he is. Anyway, back to Ian Wiley. The Seville match proved it can be fucking... No, see? He's got my arsehole and he's ruining me fucking game now. I'm trying to read out Ian's question.
Block him. Turn your phone off.
The Seville match proved it would be fantastic, but it's a rarity, so what would you guys do to improve the atmosphere? You can't include a full rebuild. Come on, you Irons.
I'll bring back the Hammerettes.
That'd be daft. You can't do that.
Why not?
I think it's very simple. Look at Spurs. For the last 3 years, before Postecoglou came in, they were dead. That stadium was dead with the pragmatic football. It was awful. So, because I know a couple of blokes who go over there. So with Mourinho and Conte, it was dreadful. Get in an exciting manager that plays an exciting brand of football. Hey presto, you've got an engaged fan base.
Well, that's what disagree with that. Do you agree with that, Sean?
Entertain the fans.
I don't think you can do things. I mean, this whole quizzes and
It's just fucking come up. You said he'd bring a manager in to play entertain football, and you want to play Trivial Pursuit.
I'm just saying you can't entertain but with the players on the pitch, right? So it is about the football, isn't it?
It's about the football.
You
Yeah.
can't dress it up any other way. And
Look,
I'm
the match
for
day
once I am in agree with Nick.
the match day experience is awful. Okay, we'll all agree with that. You know, getting over there, going through. We've got the longest security checks in the world. You know, both in and out of the stadium. It's a bloody nightmare. Getting into the stadium can be grief. The view's fine, but the acoustics in the place are terrible. The atmosphere is not great, but all of that would be forgotten. I think that would all be irrelevant if we were going there to watch a good football team, to enjoy the football. It would all be worthwhile. You'd leave, you'd pay for the beer, you'd drink the beer. It'd be absolutely fun. You wouldn't moan about it if you was getting value for money. But when you wrap it all up, you've got all of those negatives that you've got associated to that match day experience and turgid football. It turns it into a crap experience of a day. It does.
There you go.
That's my opinion.
There you go. Next up, Gary Armour. Evening, chaps. Any chance the club may give us more comfortable seats so I can actually sleep through this boring drivel
No.
that Dynamoids is serving up? At least Sheffield United fans go to watch Burnley play some decent football at the weekend. Brady out.
Brady out.
Nick, well done. Next up, Ballon Dawson. He's a new one. Good to see the bald stooge in Serbia. That's not you, Nige. He must mean Doddsy. After the other week, him sticking up for Brady.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
what he probably
I
means.
wasn't in Serbia.
Nah.
Doddsy stuck up for Brady.
Yeah, disgusting it was.
You can't be doing that.
He must have got lucky again in the ballot like that Dolly Bird did on social media. That's your mate he's talking about, Nick. That's your friend he's talking
Oh,
about.
the person you stuck up for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like bullying.
I don't really care if she goes to games.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
see why
hardly
people
one
got
to
so.
talk.
I don't see why people got so excited. Who cares? Look, listen. I haven't got. If somebody offered me a ticket, I'd go.
Yeah, look, there are ways
I
and means.
wouldn't.
When I
No, but
you
you
know,
know what I mean.
when I
If somebody
went
offered me a
to,
ticket to a game I wanted to go to, I'd go. I wouldn't feel
when I
no
went
guilt,
to
in fact.
Frankfurt semi-final, there were plenty of people that were at that semi-final that I won't name that are well known that got tickets, right? And they didn't have enough points. But you know, you don't call people out. I mean, and in the same way, you know, on the whole, even though a lot of people didn't call me out in
This
Frankfurt.
this young lady in question, the person that called her out, I've said it to Nick. It's not the fans that called her out. It's someone else working in the media that called her out. And I saw who it was. But that's what people like in the media.
It weren't that, Len. It was the pylon that came on.
Yeah,
afterwards.
well, of course it is, because it was presented in a certain way to sort of think to themselves that she doesn't deserve it. I thought I wouldn't have my enemy fucking deserve that, going to that place and watching that shit.
No.
So
I think that's all. That's what I don't like about social media and Twitter. It's all people need is a clip or a sentence or anything, and people they're like packs of wolves on that platform, especially on Twitter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
They really do pile in. It's not
yeah.
nice.
But some people they know what they're doing.
I know.
You know. Anyway, Sean, what did the senior source dislike the most from yesterday? Was it the latest turgid performance, or was it finally having to settle up with Palace and pay for the catastrophic damage caused by the bald stooge to the Sellers Park turnstile earlier this year? It must be Doddsy he's talking about.
I don't
You
know.
didn't go to Palace, did you?
No.
That's Doddsy. Dolly Bird's in, Brady out.
Brady out.
I haven't spoken to the senior source today, so I wouldn't know.
Next up,
Are you not allowed to just name the senior source by name?
No, because
You may as well.
Yeah, I know.
I'm desperately embarrassed, Nick.
Look, Nick, the thing is, right? If a source is off the record, everybody knows who the senior source
Yeah,
is.
of
But
course,
you
yeah.
don't. Even when I talk to the club, right? I don't say this person told me. I say the senior source. It's code. We all know it's code. But you don't. You know, if I
Yeah.
name check someone,
Yeah.
that gets quoted in the copy. You know, there are plenty of people, if I say something on Twitter, or I say something on the podcast, will quote me, right? And the content goes places. But if I say senior source, they can't quote me. The person doesn't want to be a renter mouth, so therefore it's not on the record.
Is it definitely the senior source that you're talking to? He's not like talking
through like a filter or something like that.
He's not doing anything like that, is he?
No.
When you're talking to him.
No.
He's had a little investment, hasn't he? Can he?
I
Look.
know. I like that. He's
Hey?
invested in.
I'm old school. I just pull it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He's got all the electric.
I know that. I like that. I like that.
Right. Next up is Hick Chederchi, who I believe is an OG, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. With all the negativity towards Moyes, how would you three set up the team versus Spurs to get the best out of the squad and play some progressive football? I don't know the answer.
No, I don't know. Nick would have to do this because I'm not a tactician.
Me,
how would you against Tottenham?
Against Tottenham, I would probably play in a similar way to. Do you remember when we played the Arsenal game in the EFL Cup?
Yeah.
So I would play with Mavropanos and Aguero at the back. I'd play them higher because they've got recovery pace. Both of those players can match Son for speed. They can. So we can play them a little bit higher, compress the field of play. I'd play a central midfield I would put Souček in there with Alvarez and Paqueta and just get them to press and basically get in their faces because they're going to try and bully us. And I'd have the buzzy players up front. You'd have your Caduces, your Bowens and players like that. That's what I would do. But it would be, rather than sitting in shape and playing long ball, it's more about how you would play. And I would play a pressing game aggressively, get in their faces. They like to be on the ball. Don't let them have the ball. That's what I would do.
Hick has asked also, as a supplementary question to that, how many of those not starting do you really think should be starting? You might as well answer it, Nick.
It's a good question.
Again, for me, I've said this before. I think it all comes down to. I think Cornet probably deserves some minutes now.
Yeah, maybe.
Has he got a problem though?
No, I think Moyes has got the problem.
No, you say that. Well, you say that. Well,
he's got previous,
and I want to be careful what I say because I don't want to say something that's not true. But this calf problem was a rare condition that specialists had not seen before. I believe he trained specially to manage that condition. So, is he the same player?
Well, he looked like he was. Yeah, we had a glimpse of him.
Well, we had a glimpse of him, but is in short bursts? A bit like Lanzini was never the same player after he had the injury.
It comes down to favouritism with Moyes, Sean. It really does.
Do you really think so? My information is he was set to go to Everton, and Everton asked, as you may know, in circles of when we're doing a transfer, they asked for the medical records to be sent over in advance of making a bid, and it's normal practice. And they looked at the medical records and they decided not to pursue that transfer. Now, again, I don't know what that means because I wouldn't make any accusations, but I just wonder whether he's fully recovered from that calf injury that kept him out for so long.
It could be, but like for me, I think the whole issue does surround. People talk about, what shape should we play, what selection. It doesn't matter what you do if the plan is going to be the same. Sit there, deep, static, don't press, and just let the team come onto you. It just doesn't matter what players you put on the pitch. What matters is playing in a more effective way. And the thing that is so frustrating this season, I've been saying for so long that we could play the way that we played against Arsenal. We all saw it. That second half was phenomenal, the way that we played against them. We pegged them back. Even when they brought on Rice, Odegaard, all of those players, it made no difference. We was getting in their faces and we was ruffling them, and they didn't like it because these teams like to be on the ball. So don't let them be on the ball. Bully them. Get in their faces. And we don't do that enough. We don't. We're not aggressive enough, in my opinion.
Hick, sorry, Sean.
Yeah.
Did you answer that question about who do you think should be playing that isn't?
I don't know if I'm the right person to say that.
No.
If I look at people on the bench, I mean, I can't remember. Benny didn't start, did he? I mean, who is there apart from
I would have played
Mbama?
I would have played Mbama down the middle, and I would have played Bowen on the right wing, and I would have played Kudus on the left wing. That's what I'd have done. And I would have dropped Souček. I'd have put Paqueta in the middle, and then there's your problem solved. The whole issue
Who made Souček captain?
The whole issue that we've got and that we've had for the last 18 months to 2 years is the fact that we're squeezing Souček into that team, and other people have to make way for him.
Yeah, but he scored
Still
most
the
of our
problem.
goals lately. I'm just
he's-
going to have a look who's on the bench, right?
Yeah.
So we had Fornals who came on, Cornet, as you say, Ings, Obona, Benrahma, Kera, Mumbama. So you're not going to bring on Kera. Benny's too hit and miss for me. So
I would generally miss if you ask me.
Cornet, and you've heard what I've said about Cornet, was the only real effective attacking person.
Look at what Mabama did when he came on, when we brought the pair on against Burnley. You know the difference that he made, Mabama. You know he was completely different. So that is a player that you bring on, because he's a striker.
I would have bought him on. You're right. I would have bought him on.
Bowen is not a striker. When you play him central, you're getting half a Bowen. He's a winger. So you put him up against big, burly defenders that play defensively, he's going to get bullied, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. He hasn't got a striker's movement. When you watch when we got the goal, the first goal against Burnley, that was Mabama's movement. That was him making that striker's run to the near post. I know he didn't get the goal, but do you know what I mean? And I think you just missed that. You need a striker, and we've got one there. It might not be a world beater yet. And the other question that I've got, Sean, is why is it okay and acceptable to go out and spend 30 or 40 million on a foreign import and then accept that it's going to take about 6 months for him to come into the team and get up to Premier League standard?
It's not.
No, well, it is, because it was for Paqueta when he came in, and it is for other players. But what I'm saying is, why is that not afforded to young players that are showing a bit of promise? I'll tell you what, we'll give him a run of games. Let's see how he develops.
I do get that, but I do see that with the exception of one or two managers, it is hard to break through from the academy. You know? With maybe Brighton being the exception. What club regularly produces strikers, and we're talking strikers that go straight into the first team without cutting their teeth first in a season in the Championship? And if you ask me, if I was, and I know with Mbama hasn't signed a contract, doesn't want to sign a contract, and could leave for nothing, I would have put him out on loan this season and got him scoring for fun in the Championship, and then brought him into the team that way.
Yeah.
I agree with you now, but I think he should have been used.
He should have been used.
Anywho.
In our situation, he should have been used.
Yeah. We don't have a striker.
No.
He scores goals for fun in the FA Youth Cup. In what time in West Ham's history did we not put that fucking player in?
Yeah.
We did. Anyway. How, sorry, and still on Hick. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Hick. I also understand everyone's frustration with the lack of substitution on Sunday, but if you look at the way we played, the most obvious change to be made in the personnel during the game would have been to substitute Paqueta, who must have given the ball away 20 times.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely, 100%.
Would you have been brave enough to make the change? And who would you have subbed on? Brady and Sullivan out. Nick, Brady out.
Brady out. Sorry, Brady out. I wouldn't have subbed Paqueta off. I know a lot of people have got the ump with him at the moment. I don't like his theatrics.
Who would you put on for Paqueta?
It's where I would have put Paqueta. I would have put Paqueta in the middle, but I wouldn't take him off. I wouldn't take him off. No way.
Yeah.
I know he's not the same, is he? He's not the same as he was at the start of the season or at the end of last season. But that does all correspond to the fact that he has been moved out into that position where David Moyes sends players to die out on the left wing. You've got Fornals, you've got Vlasic, you've got Benrahma, and now you've got Paqueta. It's no coincidence that players do kind of... No one thrives out there.
No, I've had enough.
Yeah, that's right. Because if he's going to meet Crazy Nick's conspiracy theory and his anti-Moyes agenda, it's got to be that reason.
He sent him out there to die, Sean.
Yeah, of course, Nick. Yeah.
Next up,
keep on. You got that silver foil hat, mate. And
no one's going to be paying the 80 million for him at the moment, the way that he's playing.
Oh, yeah, cool. True story, bro.
Next up,
cool.
Robert Parrish. As silky as his skills are, do you think of Paqueta throwing himself to the ground all the time? What do you think of it? In throwing,
it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
It is irritating. I don't like it.
and I am considering drawing a picture of Paqueta diving about. After I've done another one of Doddsy. I find it embarrassing, and we have to play with 10 men while he sulks. Or fakes it injury, I imagine. Surely Moyes should have a word. Brady out. Nick, come on with the Brady out.
Brady out. Sorry. I'm listening to your question and thinking of the answer.
Yeah, I know you are. It's tough, isn't it? You got to start being a bagpipe player.
Yeah,
You got to read the question.
It's
And
tough when you get to this sort of 3 hour point and you start losing attention.
yeah,
I know.
and then Dodsy's texting you for attention.
No,
You know,
we're not on
we-
3 hour.
But Len, have we arrived at the stage at West Ham now, which I think we have, when most clubs, even if you look at like the England team when Rooney was in the team, you know, when the team ain't doing well, everyone focuses on the talisman and they target him and they blame him because he's a superstar. When the team ain't playing well, I think the fans generally look at the best players, the better players, and they blame them. I think that's what happens generally. I think it does. And I think that's what's happening with Paqueta a little bit. I still think, even when he looks like he's playing crap, the guy is. I know he goes down a lot, but he's battling all the time. I mean, his ball recoveries are amazing. He loves a tussle. I think he is. He's a hard-working player. He's pretty much a complete midfielder. If he could just cut that crap out of his game, it would be great. I don't think he will, but I do. Don't you think though? We're just kind of. I think West Ham fans look to blame the big guy in the team for not winning the game by himself. Because that's what we're reliant on. We're reliant on individual brilliance to win us games.
Yeah, I agree. We're relying on a certain amount of individual brilliance or Suchak. But, yeah, I don't know. Must admit, I ain't got much more of appetite for fucking Moyes in this brand of football anyway.
No, it's so dull.
Yeah, nor was our next question here, which is Father Chris Kinch. He's not a big fan of Moyes. Evening all, no question, so I'll take a yellow card to say thanks as always for the podcast. That doesn't get
God
you a
bless you.
yellow
God bless
card.
you.
Yeah.
God bless you,
Thanks
Chris.
to just saying hello.
Oh.
Talking yellow cards though, next up's Adam Leatherbarrow.
Oh,
Hi lads, hope all is well. What are your thoughts on the stadium expansion going to 68,000? What improvements would you like to make? Knocking it down isn't an option.
well, as I said, this is a nothing story on the last episode. It ain't going to happen anytime soon.
Right.
So, sorry.
Okay. He says, keep up the good work. He must. I don't know what he means. P.S. I do watch Claret and Booze, and it definitely gets mixed views by others, but I always like to hear fans' opinion on both sides.
That's a sort of nice insult. I don't agree with you, but I accept in this world there's different opinions.
He does
I
have
think
different
that's
opinions,
right.
though.
I think that's right. It is good to hear different.
Yeah,
opinions.
I've never said that. We live in a democracy.
Yeah.
That's why I believe in Elon Musk when he said to Disney last week, "Go fuck yourself."
I love that.
I love that, and you know, he bought Twitter for $44 billion, and now if he says something he doesn't like, you know, I listen to all kinds of things. Right? We talk about conspiracy theories. I sometimes listen to Joe Rogan podcast.
Great podcast.
Right? And some of the stuff he says in his guests, I think is completely potty, absolute potty. But you know what? You have to be informed. I like to hear all opinions.
He's the most talented interviewer around.
He is actually. He's great.
100%.
Great
He
entertainer.
really is.
But he's some of his guests are as mad as frogs. I'm sorry, but they are as mad as frogs.
Are you talking about Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch that long enough, every sort of guest contradicts another one.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, you don't know if to eat just meat or no meat at all.
He got on talking about podcasts and us. He got on Elon Musk at the end of on Halloween, on the end of October, and they ordered pizza, and they proceeded to eat pizza with their mouths full. Like really, I mean, we get complaints when we used to eat, but they were fully eating pizza, and you just think, yeah, he can get away with anything, you know. Bless him. we're not quite up to his standards. We don't
No.
get $200 million a year for our podcasts. Anyway, anywho, we get on. There's two Clown Booze boys in this questions. Have you seen that?
There's two Clown Booze boys.
Is John Osborne one of yours?
Yep, yeah, that's Virgil. Yeah.
I haven't got down to him yet.
Oh right, okay.
Next up is Fenner's Fenton.
Oh yeah.
You know him, do you? Do I know him?
He
That game rings a bell.
I know Finners Fenton.
The name rings a
well,
bell.
when I say I know him, he's
Hello, guys. Are we all bored by Moyes Ball? Yes.
Yes.
That isn't
Yeah,
just that
I would
question.
even agree on that. Yeah.
Do you all think whoever we play up top would just be starved of service and frustrated?
There's a possibility.
Yes.
Yes.
Please. Say one who hasn't been. Because Fenners has added, there's a young Italian dude that might work, Scamacca. Brady out and Nigel in. Brady out
Brady
and
out.
Nigel in.
Sorry, Brady out.
That's all right.
Do you want me to do Nigel in as well?
Yeah, if you like, if you want him in.
Nigel in. Go on in.
Nigel in. I'm sorry, I'm reading I'm down to John Osborne here.
Oh,
Which I believe is Ozzy Osbourne's name.
Is it?
you
Might
call
be
him?
wrong. I
why'd
think
you
his
call
name's
him-
John.
Why'd you call him Virgil?
He calls himself Virgil.
Yeah, that's a bit.
It's stuck. No, it's stuck. It's stuck. So it was a joke at one of our early shows.
As in Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, we called him because he used to play centre back over Hackney Marshes, and I think I called him Virgil of the Marshes. So from that point on, he started calling himself Virgil on the as a joke, and it stuck. So that's all it is.
John starts with Brady out.
Brady out.
Now Nick's on the world's biggest podcast. Will he still talk to the boys at Cloughton Booth?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Let's have a little sweepstake. Will Nigel talk to us again or Dodsey? Dodsey can't help himself.
Dodsey's a lover, not a fighter.
I don't know.
All right. Next up, Ryan Doyle, who asked a fantastic question last week. After my last comment on the last show received much praise from Len, I feel pressured on this one. Don't feel pressured, Ryan. What dull football we continue to play? Did anyone notice for the second half running he put JWP wide left in the second half? What was he supposed to do from there? 87th minute sub, and it was hardly inspiring. Yet he wonders why there is no atmosphere in the ground. Do you think Paqueta needs to be moved into the middle of the park? And one of the current three middle need to go to the bench? And if so, who? He is slowly being moist, which is showing his recent performances. He's bored, and then he tries to do these stupid flicks and loses the ball. This season is just a wish of life away season. It's a great point, that's what I say.
It is.
Until Moyes goes. He should have walked when his career peaked in June. He should have walked, Ryan. You keep doing this. You keep getting it right. He should have walked, right? That competition, right? Listen, we didn't really beat anyone that was better than us.
We had a free
pleased
pass to the final. We had a free run to the final.
You know, we were the favourites all the way through. But I would say it's the type of competition made for us, and it's the type of competition made for Moyes. The West Ham fans deserve the trophy, and I think, and not sure if Nick would agree with this, but throughout his entire career, I think David Moyes deserves a trophy as well. Yeah. That was it. Why didn't you say, I've had a great day, we're going to take the prizes, right, and we're going to go home. Why didn't he do that, Moyes? He should have done that.
He got away with one then. You know, he'd had a terrible season. If he hadn't have won that final, you would have imagined that he would have definitely been sacked after that season that we had, the Premier League season. Winning that cup kind of eradicated that season, but by staying, now that poor Premier League season is still alive. Because now you're thinking this season is just a continuation of bad form from last season. If he'd have left, then he'd have gone a hero. He would have. Absolute madness. I don't know why he stayed. I honestly don't.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Could have
no
took any
clue.
job he wanted. Not any job he wanted, but
That was as high as his stock will ever
Yeah.
be at that point.
yeah. How do you know? You should know when to sell, sell, sell.
Yep. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Next up, Lee Thomas Anderson. Anderson's his name. Evening, gentlemen. Hope you are all well. Brady out.
Brady out.
Have you all noticed that all footballers constantly spitting? I understand running about gives you more spit, but why don't we ever see officials spitting?
I could. I don't know why they do it. I mean, they are athletes, and look, the thing is, they are peak athletes as well. If you've got a bit of crap on your chest, you want to get it out because breathing's quite important. So if you're running at full tilt, they're probably almost coached to do that as well from a young age. I imagine. You know, if you've got anything on your chest, get it out. You know, if you're running at full tilt, it's never the nicest thing to see. I've got to be honest. Do you know what? You don't see it in the kids' game.
No,
you don't, do you? No.
I've never done it.
You don't see it in the kids' game, but I can only imagine that if you're an elite athlete, because so many of them do it, it must be when you're, it must be that must be the reason. If you've got anything on your chest, get it off. I don't know. There's got to be a reason for it. I don't know what it is.
We'll ask a proper coach, maybe.
Yeah, that certainly ain't me.
Well, let's see who's next up. Have
you got to Gary Killington yet?
Why can't I see Gary on here? I'll have a look. Next up, we've got Michael Mack, and he just says, Len and Sean won't get a word in with Nick. You'd be surprised. Where's Gary's?
I've been good.
Hang on,
I
what's
think
wrong?
maybe Gary just liked it, and I saw his name
Hang
come
on,
up.
there is... Oh, I'm missing one, because I see one pop up. I think...
Did you do Gary Amour? You did.
Yeah.
Robert Parrish.
Mick Clifford has asked one.
Oh, go on.
Everyone's favourite sellout. Hi guys, I hope you're all well. Question: Is it the crack of the day that keeps you going to home games? That must be some kind of program that Dodsey watches. Crack of the day. That keeps you going to the home games.
I know what he means.
As it's sounding like a pain in the arse. Of course, because Mick lives in Sweden, so he wouldn't know, would he? Sorry. Is it the crack of the day that keeps you going to the home games? As it's sounding like a pain in the arse. There ain't much of a crack, really. You got to make it yourself, Mick, and it takes some organising. And that's Sunday 2:00. It's not easy.
Gary just liked the question. He didn't actually ask the question. I misunderstood. Apologies. He's not brave enough. He doesn't want to give any more kudos to this podcast because he's afraid that Nick might do really good and defect.
We poach him.
We might. It might be a.
We could do transfer. Give him Sean, Nigel.
Yeah.
And we get Nick. Would you be happy with that, Sean?
Well, they could have. They could have George.
I don't think
Might
George...
never turn up. Doesn't matter if you say that.
He's not been on a show for a while, George, has he?
He's been on one this season, maybe two.
And he's sort of said he's never doing it again, really.
Well, he hasn't.
He's a busy boy.
He's a busy boy.
He's got a young family, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a young family. Yeah. He's a high flyer.
Or is it...
Do you think, though, for some people, because I'm seeing this now, do you think that some people, because George sounds like quite a positive soul,
yeah.
do you think that...
what? A positive
George?
soul?
George on his podcast?
I've heard before, he seems all right.
He's John's son. Right, John's a negative Nelly.
Yeah.
So George sits on the fence a little bit more than his dad, but...
even so, when there's
he's a
so
bit
much...
meh.
But when there's so much negativity around, when you're looking about the football as well, I do think some people just struggle with it because it gets boring.
Yeah, I know. I know. Look, as I said, I sometimes feel that going to football is a chore, but it's it's a bit like commuting, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's what we do.
Well, not if you don't commute.
Well, no, but it's don't get me wrong, and I as I said, what do I do when I'm travelling on the train, right? Watch a little bit of Netflix or catch up with Slow Horses on Apple TV. when I'm on the train on the tube, because when I'm on the Jubilee line, still got Wi-Fi. So I do fill my time on the day, on my football day. It's not completely lost.
I say, going back to answering one of the questions that you asked earlier on, do you know the
Mm.
one which ended with
Brady out.
yeah, with Brady out? He spoke about James Ward-Prowse being used out on the left wing. What can he do from there? Going back to a video that Gonzo did earlier on Hamish Chat, where he kind of analysed this, and I completely agreed with him. When you looked at that game and you saw James Ward-Prowse, at 1 minute he was a CDM, then he was an 8, then he was playing as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, he
central.
doesn't know what to do with him.
Then he played left, then he played right. So he played 5 positions in one game, and he wasn't the only one. You had Paqueta, Bowen switching positions. You had Caduce as well, and Gonzo read that as that was almost like it was like he was admitting that he didn't know what he was doing.
No,
Like he'd run
he
out
just
of
wants
ideas.
him on the pitch so
It's
he
like
can
he'd
take
run out
set
of
pieces
ideas
wherever. He
completely.
don't care.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep on moving around until something works. It's
Yeah.
absolutely it was bizarre what he did with Ward-Prowse. But the thing was annoying, Len, and I've been a big critic of Ward-Prowse. I have, but even I was surprised with how he started, and when he was at his most successful, he was playing as a more advanced player, as an attacking player. Why has he changed his role? Because he was
No
brilliant.
idea.
He was brilliant at the start, but then all of a sudden he's pulled him back, and now he's not performing. So what happened to make?
Don't know.
What made him think? I know what I'll do. I'll pull him
Don't
back
know.
to an area where he's going to be completely ineffective.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's done.
I remember when we played Southampton being a little bit scared of Ward-Prowse getting forward, and then now he's our player, and I barely see him touch the ball, it seems.
But that's because when you play him deep, he might as well not be on the pitch if
No.
you play him deep. I don't know
Mick
why he's done that.
asks, what's a typical home day visit from leaving home to getting back in, each of you? Well,
Oh.
it's a 6.5 mile walk. We've measured this. So everyone's got a 6.5 mile walk going to football, Mick. We don't know. I don't know what train I'm getting, whether it's going straight in or if I have to go in or out or across East London or whatever. I try and get 2 beers in lately now, which doesn't happen. Bit of moist ball. See if anyone's about afterwards. I eat before I leave now. Not really painting a fucking enjoyable day out, am I really? How about you, we know Nick drives in. Do you always drive in, Nick?
Not always,
Always.
but most. If I've got football with Ben, I do. I mean, look, a couple of times that I have been, and I've met up with mates, and I make a day of it. It ain't bad, sort of around Hackney Wick, and you can have a decent pre-match beer, and it's fine. It's all right, But if you are just going for the game of football, that's a hard slog.
Yeah.
It is.
Also,
Right.
Mick and other people that might not know, it's difficult to meet people because if you're in a different part of the ground to your mates, you've got no access to them.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you're
true.
even really going at different stations, really.
Yeah, if you're where we are in the West End, that is true. The rest obviously have a bit more capability because the rest of it's opened up except for our little island. Do you know what? Mostly, I drive to my office in West Wimbledon. Park in my car park at work. Jump on the train. It's 20 minutes into Waterloo. Meet the others usually there. Jump on the Jubilee line. Wi-Fi underground. We get off at Canary Wharf. Pass a Greggs. Jump on the DLR. Go to Pudding Mill Lane Station DLR. Get off there. Maybe late. Used to go to the supporters club, didn't we, Len? Lately,
Yeah.
we visited the ABBA bar. Very
Well, I've
decent
only done
there.
it once, and I said
Yeah.
I'm never coming there
Yeah,
again.
I know you did. I think I've done it 3 times. Done the ABBA bar, and then it's a 6-minute walk over Bridge 4 into the ground, and have a few beers on the concourse, and maybe a cheeky kebab or a pie and mash. Be ignored by someone in the ground, and then intimacy in section 112. to after holding up the flag and having your picture taken with Dodsey. There you
Yeah.
go. That's just a normal day.
And
for me.
spend the rest of the day on the phone, ignoring the football.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
And sometimes if we've won, maybe a little cheeky meet up afterwards. Although not so much
That
since
hasn't
the
happened
support.
every year.
Lately, it hasn't. Not
No,
with
the supporters club.
supporters club gone. Yeah.
Well, thus finishes today's question time. Have you enjoyed it, Nick? Go on. Hello. Well, you got another one.
Great question on WhatsApp from John Bucci.
Oh, he's going to talk about the fucking prediction, isn't he?
Oh no, it's one for Nick. He said, "Question for the pod: does your special guest think he'll make it to the end of the season without having an aneurysm?" It's a good question.
It is a good question. I think I'll be all right. I think the aneurysms have almost passed now. I will be honest. Apathy is starting to set in with me now. Yeah. I'm almost calm. It's like I'm at the acceptance stage where I've gone through. There's all these different stages with me. I am. I do still care, but
does it really affect you? I mean, I've learned it does. That's really sad, Nick. That
no, it does.
Because
it does. I don't know why. It's the one thing. It doesn't really fit. It doesn't really sort of spill into the other areas of my life. I mean, like I say, I run a business. I run a football team. I'm a fully functional person. But when it comes to West Ham, it's kind of, I don't know. I'm the same now as I was when I was 13, 14. I feel the same emotionally to it. I've never grown up as a football fan, if that makes sense. And it does affect me.
Do you know what?
Yeah, it does.
I know this is hard to say because if you're that kind of person, it's only football. There's more important things in life: family, the wars going on, the environment, etc. And I try and compartmentalize it, and all the grief
if I felt
I get.
like that,
Yeah.
if I felt like that, I wouldn't bother.
Really?
Especially at the moment. If I wasn't emotionally invested,
You invested, yeah.
If I wasn't emotionally invested, I don't think I'd bother. Especially now at this stage, I wouldn't.
I can look. I'm in a mood after we lose, but I can switch off and go. Okay, I'm going to compartmentalise that and put that right. That's my West Ham. Get out your mood. Do stuff for your family. Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it rule your life. I know that a lot of us West Ham defines us, but don't let it completely define your life.
No, but there was a call that we had yesterday. I just want to reference this quickly. A chap called Mo. I'd never spoken to him before. Mo from Dagenham. Really, really lovely guy. Very nervous when he first came on. And he
cut himself off, didn't he?
What's that? Sorry.
He cut himself off, didn't he?
He cut himself off. Yeah, but he sort of spoke about some mental health issues that he'd had. And I think what people do forget sometimes, right, is that West Ham in particular, it's a working class club. And it was there, kind of football was there to serve a purpose, always was. You work hard all week, you graft, you do this, you do that, and then you want to go over and you want to have that release. You want to watch that football team that go on the pitch and give passion, and you got flair and blood, sweat and tears, and you got your mates around you, and everyone's getting kind of rolled up. And David Moyes is taking that away. He is. It's just dull, and it does matter. I know there are some people that can do what you can do, Sean, and compartmentalise, and they can do stuff like that. But there are also a lot of people that can't.
I know, come back. It's not a working man's club anymore. It was 100 years ago, and we were talking about.
It still is for a lot of people.
100 years.
It still is for a lot of people.
All right, so the reach is a lot bigger. To try and take, a colleague of us, you have to be born in a certain area to support it. It is so wrong. The global reach of this, whether you watch, I don't care, right? I'm not smug of you have to be a season ticket holder to have more rights, right? Do I believe Dodsey has more say as a supporter than me because he does the miles, as they say? Yeah, I do, because he goes home and away and follows them around Europe and everything. More miles you do, in my view, the more a fan you are. But I don't care. If you love the club, whether you never go to a game and you watch it all on home on the TV, you're still a fan, right? I'd never call another fan out. But I think if you have a bit more of a say, depending on how miles you do. But does it matter where you came from and where you live? Absolutely not. Does it matter what class you are? Absolutely not. It doesn't matter whether you came from working class, middle class, or even upper class, If you love West Ham, and we commonly do, I don't care. That's the only thing. Do you love West Ham? Are you loyal to West Ham?
Well, I mean, you're going to want you you already know that if you're a fan of them and you're going to go and support them, that's what West Ham fans are like.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, anywho, we've talked for too long, I knew we would with Nick.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Thanks for
That's
standing
all right.
in.
No, it was my
w-
pleasure. It was
We'll talk
fun.
behind
Fun
your
show.
back to see if we get you back another day.
Yeah.
But maybe
I'll
we'll
talk
get you.
behind your back to see if I come back. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we might get your brother in, or even Virgil. You know,
Mate,
Yeah.
look, they all will. You can rotate. So whenever you need a guest, just let us know. We'll always come on. So
yeah, good. All right, give us another plug for your small little channel.
honestly, it's
people.
fine. YouTube, Claret and Booze. If you want to come and find us, that's fine.
Have
I
you
know
got
we
any
all that
Christmas
stuff.
plans for your channel? Do you
Um,
do that or?
Well, we're doing the mug giveaway this year. We're
Yeah.
doing that. So we
Oh.
gave away five of those teabag in, Moyes out mugs. That was yesterday. We haven't really got any other plans as yet. We're meeting up on Friday to go out and get pissed. I don't think we're going to be recording
nice.
much on that one, so that'd be good. We're going to go and have a curry and
Nice.
and have a drink. You're all more than welcome if you want to come along. If you've got no other plans on Friday.
I better not say. I'm at the Curbs on Friday.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
And I've got another Christmas drink on Friday. Everyone's going out on Friday.
It's going to be a big one.
Because I've got
That
two
will be.
Christmas drinks.
You got two in the same day?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's going to be
Oh,
a messy
you're
one.
popular, aren't you?
Yeah.
For someone who's a bit, bit of a shut-in,
Full,
I'm quite
Well-
impressed with you.
the two people that sort of like me, I want to do it the same day.
Who's the other one? David Cross.
No, no. That agency I used to work for.
Oh right.
I used to be
You got
God at.
David Cross likes you as well,
Yeah, I know he does.
and you're mates with Alvin Martin.
Yeah, but it's the same drink up. But Alvin can't come.
Ah, what a shame.
Alvin Martin seems like such a nice guy. Obviously, I've
Oh,
never met him or spoken to him.
don't
No,
start
but
him off.
he does though. He does. He seems like a nice guy, or is he not a friend?
He's a nice guy, isn't he? Then
Yeah.
Well, put me
Why
through
are
it.
you? That's a strange fucking question, isn't it? No, he's not coming though, Friday.
Anywho,
Few dropouts.
Yeah, I've been Sean. Len has been,
Asking questions.
and Nick has been.
Covertly eating his dinner for the second part of this show. I hope
Oh,
you didn't
you get in
notice,
trouble
so-
for that.
Yeah, I know.
I think I've probably get the biggest win rate out of a certain amount of managers as well. So I think if you're putting it that way, that's what I do.
That's what I do. I win.
He wins.
Come on, you Irons.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore.